The officer beating trial in federal court tonight. St. Louis jurors are mulling over what may be pretty damning testimony. 3 city officers are accused of beating one of their own.
An FBI agent says he saw one of the officers beating undercover cop Luther Hall after he was in handcuffs. News 4's Russell Kinsall updates that story for us tonight.
Some damaging testimony today in the trial of 3 St. Louis police officers charged with beating an undercover officer during a protest. That trial is now in its 2nd week, and today some aggressive questioning by defense attorneys produced a large number of objections by prosecutors. Officers Stephen Cordy, Christopher Myers, and Dustin Boone were indicted on a charge of deprivation of rights under the color of law. The case stems from a protest in 2017 that took place after the acquittal of St. Louis police officer Jason Stockley. In sometimes emotional testimony, Hall previously testified that he was severely injured by uniformed officers, even though he says he was complying with their commands. In testimony today, an FBI agent who was a police officer on duty at the protest testified that he saw Myers continue to strike Hall after Hall was in handcuffs. Another officer who was on duty during the protest testified Hall was wearing a neck gaiter over his face when he was arrested and said when he pulled down the gaiter, the officer got blood on his hands. The same officer said he ran into Officer Myers 2 weeks later, and Myers said, "Have you heard anything? It's expletive. I only hit him twice. I didn't expletive him up." In other testimony, a former officer who was on duty that night testified he was nearby when Hall was arrested, but didn't hear any screaming or sounds that someone was being thrown to the ground. 2 other officers who were also indicted pled guilty. Hall sued the city and settled out of court for $5 million. Russell Kinsall, News 4.